Welcome back to the Masquerade of Misery, guys. Yes, today's topic is none other than money. To be more exact, the bullshit saying that goes, money cannot buy happiness. So join me. To start off, let me show you a clip from Desperate Housewives that perfectly fits today's topic.
Sister Mary, tell me, what's it like meeting men in prison? You bond with all the convicts, or was Carlos just special?
Well, of course, Carlos is special. But our mission does a ton of evangelical work with several prisons.
Oh, I get it. Sort of like today's convict is tomorrow's convert.
Something like that. But mostly I do charity work. Are you two involved in any charities?
Currently? No.
But we should be. I mean, let's face it, Gabby, buying more stuff isn't going to make our lives any better.
Exactly. Money can't buy happiness.
Well, sure can. That's just a lie we tell poor people to keep them from rioting.
Gabby!
It's a joke. Lighten up.
Well, isn't the Gabrielle Solis right when she says that this thing that money cannot buy happiness, it comes from the rich motherfuckers and it only serves the purpose to stop the poor people from rioting and to be unsatisfied. I completely agree with this statement. Because if you think about it, usually you hear this bullshit from the richest who are in a really good position. But you know, nowadays even from average working class people perhaps, you know, who have been conditioned to appreciate what they have, to be grateful for what they have, because that's what we are constantly told. Be grateful for the small things that you have. And yet, these motherfuckers on top, they don't seem to stop, right? They constantly wish for more and more. They want more power, more fucking cars, more fucking mansions, even though they have maybe already 5 throughout the fucking world. Somehow, these people don't tell themselves to be satisfied with what they have, to be grateful for what they have. But yeah, we need to be appreciative towards our masters when they give some fucking crumbs for us. So this bullshit that money cannot buy happiness surely comes from these same pieces of shit. Just like so often you can see hot looking famous people saying that, oh, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Everyone is unique, everyone is beautiful in their own way, right? All the while they have the best fucking hairdressers, best makeup artists, they wear the fanciest clothes and all this shit, and all they do is care about their fucking looks. They have countless amount of fucking plastic surgery. So, how interesting that they want to tell you what to think, how to live your life. They preach all this bullshit, but they don't follow their own values, right? Perfect example for this one regarding beauty is Christina Aguilera's song Beautiful. That is one of the most cringiest, stomach-churning fucking songs ever, where she sings about this exact same fucking bullcrap. You are beautiful no matter what they say, blah blah blah, you know, this shit, and they show these average looking people or even straight up unattractive individuals in it, and yeah, look at everyone, how different we are all so beautiful, fuck you with this bullshit. All the while, the singer herself is a fucking smoking hot woman that has millions and millions of guys beat their meat while looking at her fucking pictures or videos. How interesting. And she says that, oh, don't worry about beauty, don't worry about how you look, you're beautiful just the way you are. Yeah. And these same people like her, they going to have countless of fucking plastic surgery because they are afraid of aging and being ugly. Makes you think. But yeah, today's main topic is not this aspect, but the money. The money cannot buy happiness bullshit. If you think about it, maybe this statement, if we correct it a bit, then it could be right. Like saying money in itself cannot bring happiness to you. Yes, because let's not be delusional. Being famous and rich and, have everything, well, materialistically, of course, it doesn't mean that you are a happy individual. We all suffer. We cannot avoid pain, sickness, pain that comes from others causing us, like breakup, betrayal. You cannot avoid getting sad, angry, depressed. Because these rich people, they live in a completely different environment like we average motherfuckers do. But if you think about it, most of these rich people, especially celebrities, they are all fucking depressed. Almost every one of them go through a phase where they get severely addicted to drugs, including alcohol, because that's also a fucking hard drug. They take antidepressants, they constantly have to go see a therapist, they have to go to rehab, or they straight up destroy their own fucking lives and career and end up just being a ruin or even die. And it makes you think that, yeah, well, look at this motherfucker, he or she had everything that one could wish for, let's say, well, on a superficial level, obviously. So this person had a big fucking mansion, was popular, was famous, could buy anything she or he wanted. Yeah, but look at them, right? Most of them are a fucking wreck. And in this case, yeah, it's true that money cannot buy happiness. They have all this fucking money, and yet many of them even end up ending their own lives. However, what money can give us certainly is freedom, and it can make our lives so much fucking easier when we have plenty of it, right? Just think about someone who has a fucking disease, maybe a complicated disease that has a really fucking special way to treat it. So there's a very expensive treatment to cure that disease or to just handle it, to make it bearable. These treatments cost a lot of fucking money. A lot of people even have to travel to other countries to receive or to get access to a certain type of treatment to their condition. And if you don't have money, you don't have access to these options. You cannot even fucking travel if you don't have money, let alone pay for these really fucking expensive treatments. Or even certain types of medicine cost a lot of fucking money. Most people, middle-aged and older generations, they spend plenty and plenty of their pension or their earnings on fucking medicine and pills because they develop all these goddamn health problems. And of course, we know that big pharma loves having people sick because the more money comes. So even the doctors, their immediate solution is to stuff you with fucking pills. It's just the fucking reality that if you have money, then you can get access to better treatment, better quality of healthcare, and in general, better quality of fucking life. Because you can allow yourself to go on vacation, maybe not just once a fucking year, but maybe even twice, 3 times. You can visit all kinds of places where even just the plane tickets cost a fucking fortune. You have access to all kinds of events, like even cultural activities or whatever the fuck you call it, like even going to the theater or the opera. Usually these ones are not exactly cheap, those tickets. Or going to a concert. Nowadays, even going to a fucking concert, especially if it's a more popular or famous band, it can cost you half your fucking salary sometimes, depending where you live and how much you earn. But yeah, they have gotten really fucking expensive the past couple of years. So basically, someone who says that, oh, money cannot buy happiness, well, that person is fucking wrong. Not completely, but as we can see, money can give you a lot of opportunities and freedom, because you see these rich fuckers also, that when you have money, life gets way, way easier for you. As I mentioned, you have access to a lot of things that an average person doesn't. And even if you look at some cases when there's a trial going on and the rich person says, okay, let's settle this outside of court, and then the fucker just pays I don't know how many millions of dollars, the person who sued him or her, and then okay, it's settled. So money can also help you get out of uncomfortable situations. When you are in quite a lot of trouble, it can get you out of it. You just need to bribe the police, bribe the fucking judge. In many, many situations, it can come to your aid. So I agree that this bullshit saying that money cannot buy happiness, just in itself, it's not true whatsoever. And obviously, if money allows you to have a better quality life, to access, let's say, even better quality food, you can even go to these fancy fucking restaurants and taste a lot of very special dishes. You can travel, and not to mention when you have hobbies. Hobbies also cost money. Everything is fucking money. And if you have plenty of money, then yeah, life gets easier. You won't struggle to pay your fucking rent. You don't need to have 2-3 fucking jobs just to manage your life, just to be able to pay the bills and have some food to survive. But you can even buy perhaps your own fucking house or apartment. And that's not a bad thing when you can allow yourself and afford these fucking things. And as I mentioned, hobbies. Like, oh, I want to learn a language. Well, you can say that, oh, there are plenty of videos and online free lessons available. Yeah, but most of them, let's face it, that they are not that very thorough and useful. And in most cases, you need a teacher, which costs fucking money. And if you wanna progress, then maybe you need at least twice a week to have a class. And there you go. If you counted how much it could cost a month, well, it's not cheap. Or, oh, I wanna start learning how to play an instrument. Yet again, the instrument itself is fucking expensive, especially if it's a classical instrument. Just think of a cello, or a violin, or a harp, or whatnot. These ones, piano, not to mention that, they cost a fucking fortune. And then you have to find, yet again, a tutor, a teacher to help you. And learning an instrument takes years and years, so yet again, it costs a bunch of fucking money. Or, I like collecting whatever items. Let's say I like collecting antique items. Yet again, it's not a hobby that a working class person or a poor person can afford themselves, because antique stuff is fucking expensive. Or you like whatever sport, you need to get the sports equipment for it. Maybe, find these special places for it where you can train. Or, oh, I like singing. Then you have to also look for a teacher. Maybe if you make your own music and you want to record a fucking album on your own or a song, yet again you have to rent a studio, maybe find someone who can master, the music and all that shit. All of this costs money. Oh, I wanna be a professional photographer, or even just as a hobby. These fucking cameras, these really quality professional cameras, cost a goddamn fortune. So whatever hobby you think of, most of them will require you to have a nice amount of money. And also, oh, I wanna eat healthy, I wanna make sure that my food comes from a good place, where they really make sure that it has no additives and chemicals and all this bullshit. It was grown on a fucking farm or whatnot. These kinds of food, they are always the most expensive in the supermarkets. Or you go to straight up to an open market where people sell their own shit. That I grew these fruits and vegetables, and of course they will always cost more than those ones in the supermarkets because their quality is better. Or you wanna go to the fucking gym to stay in shape and develop some muscles or get a nice figure and all that. Everything is fucking money. Even if you think about it, just the most basic things that shouldn't cost money, you have to pay for them, such as fucking water, electricity, to not freeze to death in your own apartment during the winter. Yeah, all these fucking things that can be found in nature and should be available for everyone, they cost money. So if you think about it, that's bullshit, that money cannot buy happiness. Because okay, happiness is bullshit in itself, but it can guarantee you a much, much better quality life. You have access to plenty and plenty of things, whether it's activities, opportunities. And if you have a better quality life, then yes, your chances of being more satisfied and content are higher that way. So, as I mentioned, when you get sick or any health problems, or you just need to have some regular scans to make sure that things are okay with you, if you want the best treatment, then it costs a fucking load of money. And if you look at these rich motherfuckers, they always live up to their 90s or even 100 fucking years. Whereas you see people in the slums and ghettos, they don't exactly have a really long and healthy life, do they? And in my case, I'm not praising long life, because you guys all know what I think about life itself. At least in this world, it's not worth to have a long life. So in my case, I don't strive to reach that goal, to reach into my 90s and 100 fucking years old. It would be a nightmare for me anyway. But yeah, that would be the conclusion, that this saying in itself is not exactly true. And the more freedom you have, the more there is a chance for you to be happy, or at least content. Like, I won't even use this fucking word happy. Just content or satisfied. Because you don't need to always fucking worry your ass off that, oh, will I be able to pay the bills this month, or shall I choose between paying the rent and having enough fucking food, or can I even afford this vacation? The more money you have, the less worries you have. But it's true that these motherfuckers, especially if you are a rich person who still possesses basic human qualities like morality, your moral compass is on the right place, and you have compassion, empathy, and all that, you have a conscience, then you're gonna have a really fucking hard time among these psychotic assholes surrounding you, because the world of the rich is also full of fucking sharks. It's also a dog eat dog community. They all compete, they are greedy as fuck, they never wanna stop, they are power hungry, straight up sociopathic and psychopathic motherfuckers. And if someone reaches these circles but still has a soul and a spine intact, a backbone, then you're really gonna have a fucking hard time there. And plenty of these people end up suffering because, oh my god, where am I? What kind of fucking environment is this? I cannot stand it. And then of course they turn depressed. So yeah, in that case your money won't keep you happy and away from these fucking ugly truth about life. But all in all, money does fucking help a lot. And if you think about it, it's really fucking sad that we developed a society where this fucking piece of paper, this is your fucking god. You rely on it. If you don't have it, you are fucked. You cannot fill your fucking stomach. You cannot have a fucking roof over your head. You cannot do anything, basically. Any fucking thing. You won't have access to good quality healthcare. You won't be able to enjoy any fucking hobby, basically. If you want to learn new skill, you won't be able to do that. You wanna move to another place, you won't be able to do that. So you are fucked in every possible way if you don't have fucking money. Therefore, the only thing or person we should praise is the Reaper. So guys, I shall take my leave. Yet again, praise the Reaper and fuck this materialistic fucking world.